And the National Council for Population and Development has called for stringent measures to protect the youth and adolescents from gender-based violence. The council raised concerns over raising cases of early marriages. Ruth Mutinda has more details.
Data from the National Council for Population and Development shows that underage marriage remains prevalent, with 23% of girls in Kenya married before the age of 18 compared to 2.5% of boys. Rural areas are most affected, with a 29% prevalence compared to 17% in urban areas. The report shows that HIV/AIDS also remains a major challenge among the youth. The statistics show that 40% of girls and 30% of boys aged 15 to 19 have undergone HIV testing. 1,215 adolescents aged 10 to 19 died due to AIDS-related illnesses. HIV infection rates among this age group are at 59% in 10 counties, signaling a critical public health issue.
As a National Council for Population and Development, one of our mandates is to create awareness and public education on population matters. So today is educating the public on key issues that touches our population, and in particular on the youth and the adolescent. If we look at the age group of 10 to 14, is one of the categories that really we don't have a lot of data and a lot of information. We don't have key indicators on these categories, and that's why we are highlighting in this theme, and this to create awareness so that these institutions and the government agencies can look at data concerning this category of youth.
Nearly 15% of girls aged 15 to 19 are already mothers, with Samburu County showing the highest rate of teenage pregnancies at 50%, followed closely by West Pokot at 36%.
Too long, adolescents have been sidelined from processes and decisions that affect their lives. So I think what was also said, that don't use it as a capital, as a bankable thing, but actually have a meaningful engagement. And we have this, they have been overlooked by institutions, by donors, by governments, by society at large for far too long as well. They are stigmatized because of their age, where program designs assume they are too young to hold an opinion, and we've seen that they have shattered that myth, and UNICEF is directly funding youth-led networks across the region.
Gender-based violence also paints a grim picture, with 26.1% boys reported to have experienced physical violence compared to 16% of girls. Sexual violence affects 3.7% of adolescent girls and 1.8% of boys, indicating a need for stronger protective measures and support systems for victims.
We're strong believers that it's not just the girls who need to be in school. Kenya has a unique problem. We need to also advocate for the boy child. We also make an effort to hire and empower orphans and children made vulnerable, whatever the circumstances, and persons with disabilities or persons differently abled.
In Kenya, more data on population within humanitarian settings, arid and semi-arid areas, as well as data on adolescents, need to be collected, analyzed, and utilized in making developmental decisions. As we mark 30 years since the International Conference on Population and Development held in Cairo, there's much more to be celebrated, but still much work to be done.
With Kenya's population expected to rise to 70 million by 2050, NCPD is making sure they include the young people in decision-making, noting that they are the most vulnerable in today's society. Ruth Mutinda, Citizen TV, Nairobi.